Hi everybody and welcome. In the last video, we looked at what you absolutely should avoid to have in your CV. And today it's about what's actually you need to have on your CV and resume. Bear in mind that only 2% of resumes make it through the first round, so make sure you learn how to properly write yours. The first important thing I want you to keep in mind is that your CV's objective is to sell who you are and the value that you bring to an organization. So the goal is to gather the attention of the hiring managers and to emphasize the aspects of your career and of your skills and talents that you want hiring managers to buy, right? For those who landed here for the first time, my name is Claudia De Pasquale, and I support mid-career, high-pressure jobs professionals who find themselves unfulfilled in their work by setting up an inside-out strategy to increase their success and satisfaction. And most of all, what I'm dedicated to is to end the money or fulfillment struggle that causes lots of high-pressure jobs professionals huge headaches. And I do this by taking my clients through my own developed method, the Career Leap Formula. First thing first, what do HR people and hiring managers look for when they're looking at your CV? They look for three things mainly. What did you do? Why did you do it? And what's the result of you doing the stuff you did? The objective, therefore, for you is to answer all of these three questions in bullet points and most of all in a clear and easy to understand language. A further element is that actually hiring managers also care more than just about you and you alone. What they care about is how you relate to them. Because these people actually want to see if a candidate matches the requirements of the role they are looking to hire for, especially from the aspect of which value is this candidate going to bring to the organization I'm hiring for. So in general, you most likely to cover the following sections and you're going to be fine. Your work experience, your non-work experience, which includes like professional organizations you belong, any type of community or volunteer involvement you had, side projects you're cultivating, then your education and certification, your skills, most of all, hard skills, and your interests. And by far, the most common way to list those is to go in a reverse chronological order, which means from the newest to the oldest. And if you have positions or studies in there which do not make absolutely any sense with the job you're applying for, definitely don't list them. So just bear in mind as well that your work experiences are going to go above your education and your current role is going to be the first one you're going to mention. In the case you have any particular situation, like people who have been out of their jobs for 6 months or perhaps for a couple of years and they have taken some sabbatical or have gone through a maternity leave, a longer one, or perhaps if you have gone back to university and for studies and a new certification, you can implement the so-called skills-based resume. It's actually used mainly with people who want to change their careers and those who have some complicated work stories. And it's about focusing more on your skills and talents than on your working experiences and listing them in a way so that it makes sense for who is reading them, and especially it makes sense that you, for each step that you list, you have a backstory that you can tell when you go to the interviews, right? You could actually also opt for a combination of both, of the chronological order and then for a skill and talent oriented resume. The experience I've made is that hiring managers might have a tendency to overlook the skills oriented resumes, and that is why it's really important that you have your CV set up the proper way. And to give you really a basic rule of thumb, you can follow this order: name and contact details with nationality, your residency permit if you don't live in your own country, and a professional email address. A professional profile like your current job, career goal, and the list of your main skills and strengths. Then comes your work and professional experience with job title, details of the company, all the dates, and your key responsibilities and achievements in the clear language I mentioned before. Education in chronological reverse order. Then you can list your languages with the level of proficiency, and even also list those where you're basic, and any related certificates, computer skills like listing softwares, and the level of proficiency you have in those computer skills. And then you can come up with non-work related activities and personal interests. I would suggest you be specific rather than just listing stuff like traveling or reading, so that you can also list the skills which are going to be connected to your special activity or personal interest. Main suggestion is to be precise and concise so that you can use those bullet points where appropriate, and you give these people who are reading your CV the opportunity to scroll through it and get caught by interesting details. Once you have put together this information and you know how to connect the dots between one position and the other, I would highly suggest you look for an experienced career coach to help you, because it's really important that you learn how to emphasize the roles, how to bring up, how to underline and bring to the light your skills and your strongest talents, especially those that are needed for your next career goal. Personally, what I do is I offer CV reviews as an integral part of my coaching services and not as a standalone services. Because in my opinion, crafting a good CV is not something which can be done without looking at various more elements of the candidate in questions. So if you're interested in finding out how I can support you crafting your next CV for your next career step and goal, I invite you to leave a comment underneath this video and I can get back to you via direct message. That was it for today. Have a good time and see you soon. Bye.